So today's class is on called journaling. OK， 我哋今日講係我真係唔識得講 journaling 中文係咩？就係寫你 OK。This is where I fall down. My language is poor. So journaling 嘅意思就係好似日記咁，寫低你嗰啲相裏邊有啲乜嘢，有回憶 ，your memories or yeah, usually it's about memories. Your story. Okay. So one thing I said is this: scrapbooking is not a photo album. 我哋唔係整一本相簿，而係整一個。Scrapbooking is about making a biographical record of your family. Excuse me. So a lot of the pictures that is in the scrapbook, you would like to have either a single word or a little paragraph if you want to, so that when people look at your picture book, they can read the information, and that's what makes life interesting. I think at the very beginning, when May and I was thinking about this class, we said we want to, we call this life through scrapbooking, and that's exactly what it is. We want to share life, share our stories through the art of scrapbooking. So scrapbooking without journaling, it doesn't make sense. So this is just a very plain recipe card. You can get these at Staples anywhere. Okay, 呢啲係recipe card， 啲人攞嚟寫菜譜嘅。OK， 呢張卡就係3寸乘5寸。OK， it's a 3 by 5 sheet of paper。佢哋咧係得有間條嘅。OK， 嗱，如果你唔想買呢啲咧 ，if you don't want to buy this, it's very simple. Just 攞一張嗰啲白色嘅紙。你哋一定會買到啦 ，OK？ 呢啲咁嘅紙切咗個邊，等佢冇咗個窿 ，and then 你自己，因為你可以用嗰啲間 ，OK？ 嗱，另一樣嘢咧，我今日開始我 show 俾你哋睇，有好多道具喺度嘅。呢一個叫一個 journaling template，OK？ 嗱，我唔知你見過呢個 journaling template 未？呢個 journal template 咧，佢用法都好簡單嘅啫，佢就係俾你擺喺張紙嘅下邊，譬如你揾支黑色嘅筆，你見到呢啲空白嘅地方係空嘅，係通窿嘅 ，OK？ 咁譬如我話我想呢個人講啲嘢 ，I want them to say something. Then what you do is， 就呢一個好簡單啦，因為佢同你做咗，你就係睇住佢 ，you just fill it in。And here, all of a sudden you have this. Can you see it? Okay. Yeah. Then you can write something on it. Okay. Now I should actually use a thicker pen because get a thicker pen and show you. OK， 呢塊板其實幾好用㗎，呢塊板。係我攞呢個，咁我畫咗佢。Okay. So there, then you can write on it, okay? So basically that's what journaling is. Journaling is about writing your story. But what I did is, I'll just share with you what I did. I actually have a whole bunch of stories that I type up and I put it into my own computer folder. Those are all records of memories, of stories, of things that actually my mom told me about our family. So I have a whole collection of it. So those are real stories. But because I forgot, I worry that I forget. So I put them into a file in the computer, and that's what you can do. Now that's one type of journaling. It's about storytelling. Another type of journaling is when my daughter was getting married, they have, you know, the Chinese have a ceremony called 斟茶, right? Or 搶新娘. So I wrote that out in script form, I mean in writing, and I put it as part of the picture, okay? So again, when the page is presented, you get the picture and the story. 我俾一個 example 你睇，呢一個咧係我呢一幅咧，我俾你哋睇。Okay. This one is a picture of my uncle about his family pets. I don't know if you can see. Okay, so here it said, family pets, man's best companion. Okay, but you see there on the right hand side, the corner there, that's journaling. Okay, and one way is you can type it up in a computer and then cut it out. Okay, you can cut it out, and so therefore you can put it as one of the picture. Okay, that's journaling. Now this is also journaling. You see how much I write, right? And so I just print it out because it's easier to print now when there's so much writing. Okay, and then don't forget, in a computer you can use different fonts. 即係唔同嘅字嘅字體啊 ，OK， 唔同字體。咁你可以揀到一啲字體咧好靚嘅 ，OK， 尤其是英文嗰方面咧，有啲好多字體係好唔同。反而我哋中文咧，如果你哋要自己寫咧，你哋可以用，你知咩好㗎？用毛筆 ，OK， 毛筆寫字，如果你寫得靚咧，好靚 ，OK。所以 this unlimited possibility，OK。嗱呢一幅咧，我諗你哋睇唔到嘅好清楚就係我媽媽係做裁剪好好嘅。咁我喺呢一度咧，我就寫佢以前呢啲真係咸豐年嗰啲歷史嚟㗎啦。佢喺1950幾年喺香港嘅時候，個香港婦女會，佢係做家政部嘅主任嘅。咁我係講佢以前即係佢裁剪係攞咗好多獎嘅。咁嗱呢一啲咁嘅咧就係 your memories 啊，即係你啲回憶啦。咁你就將佢寫出嚟，就擺埋喺個 scrapbook. When it's finished, it will actually look like part of that whole page. Okay, my habit is usually try to take up a spot in the photos, but this is not the only way. Okay, you don't have to follow that format. You can certainly do whatever you like. Okay, you can have as little as this. This is all the wording. It's just a circle in the middle, right? Or you can have a full page. So that's the idea of journaling. Now, this is the idea of journaling. So journaling really is a combination of history and your feelings and your thoughts and reflections. And so when people see your scrapbook, they actually see into a piece of your private life. See, now this is journaling. See, okay, teacher, nurture, friend, and his mother. Okay, so I think you get the idea of what journaling is. So you would take some time to plan out the verses. You can really put about just anything. I didn't have it upstairs here with me, but when you do journaling, if you can get people's original writing, keep those sheets of paper. My grandfather wrote out our family 叫做咩啊家譜啊，即係佢嗰時佢好記性，佢寫得晒 who is born when and which city and how long they live and when they die and all that kind of stuff, including the spouse name and everything. And there was 5 pages in brush writing of his own writing, and I kept that. Now, I'm going to teach you how to do that later on, not in this class, is to create a plastic cover. It's like a pocket that you can put onto the page, okay? So bear with me. I have to share that in another time because there's not enough time to do that. Now, this is probably the most basic way of, this is a sticker these two are stickers. And see, I just put a frame to it, something that you guys already done many times, okay? And this can go on a page, on your scrapbook page, and it will be your journal card. Okay, if you have a page like that, you can put it in the middle, and then you can have pictures around it, or you can put it anywhere you like, okay? So even if you buy these cards or you use these simple sheet of paper, okay, you can decorate them and make them very beautiful, okay? And I like what Elaine was showing me earlier, is these kind of things that I gave you guys only a few, okay? But I should have just given you a lot more, because these are great for framing, because they come off the whole piece, okay? They come off whole piece, and then you can make it really, really nice. Now I make a whole bunch of little journal cards. So they're about this size, okay? They're about this size. So what you can do is, now these already have patterns on it, so you can journal on either side of it. It's up to you, okay? These things, look at how easy this can come off. Oh, okay, no, I shouldn't say that, because this doesn't come off here. Even if you have nothing, you can take a piece of ribbon. I gave some of you ribbons, okay? I know I did. But they're all different designs and stuff like that. And even if you put it against a card, then you've already decorated. Okay. Let me just show you quickly what this is. So you just put it down. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay. Yeah. So it's really easy, okay? These are really, really easy. And I'll show you again here. For example, you said you have some leftover space that you can't fill. So you can take, what I do is I always take something hard and I put it down. You can even use your finger if you want to. And basically push down between the glue and the next bead, and then cut it off, okay? If it's really tough, take a scissors and cut it off. And then you can move it to the end. Then you cut it off, and then, because every one of these had a piece of sticky on the back, okay? Now this gets a little tricky, because if you handle it too much, it might come off, because the glue, you wear out the glue. There, see? And if I do the other side, then the whole sheet is already decorated, and then you can write on it, okay? And it depends on people. Like sometimes they don't need a whole paragraph. I always remember what Elaine did with her picture with her husband. All she put is US, us, and that's great, okay? So sometimes you use just a few words to illustrate something without going into a lot of writing. To go with journaling, one of the things is when you do scrapbooking, you become a bit of a collector. People go on cruises, okay? I'm sure people go on cruises, you've seen these, okay? So they have lines, go keep them, okay? Don't throw them away, because then this can be part of your journaling for that cruise journey, okay? Old menus from restaurants, I don't know if they have it. This actually is from my father. He passed away already. He was in England 3-4 times in the 1950s. And look at the good condition it is in. So you keep these kind of things. His international license, driver's license, I kept it, because I'm gonna put it into a pocket one day, and it become part of the memorabilia, okay? Again, these are, you probably seen it, these are cruise ship, this is a map of the Princess Cruise, okay? So you keep them in this form. And like I said, I will find a lesson at the end. I'll teach you to just construct little plastic pockets. You can slip it into the scrapbook and then it will stay there. But the only problem is if you want to take it out, you have to take the whole sheet out because you know we have the protector over all the contents of the scrap page, okay? Tickets when you go Disneyland, you know, keep those. So yeah, it become a bit of a collector, unfortunately. Postcard for sure, okay? Keep those postcards. So now you know your scrapbook is not just for your pictures, okay? The only thing you want to remember is use non-acidic glue on the back. And also, if it's really old material, just make sure it doesn't completely overlap your pictures because that's where the chemical would seep out over the years, okay? But if I use this as part of my picture and then I have a picture on top, that's fine, like on top of it. So as long as like don't cover it, okay? So that's the only thing to worry about. So when you go touring, you know, then you have pamphlets, take one, take two. I used to take two so that I can show both sides. If the other side is interesting, you want to take two, or you can put it on another page, okay? So I think you've got the idea that, see again, a guide from a ship, you know. So I keep a lot of these things and I end up putting them into the scrapbook, okay? See, look at this. You know why I keep this? This paper, do you see how pretty this paper is? So I will cut off this. I would cut out this. I don't want the whole thing. This is a princess thing. But I want to use the paper. So I will use the paper for something. I can frame a picture and put it on top and it becomes a piece for me to frame. Okay, so you will look out for things like that when you're a scrapbooker. So when I go on travel, I bring home all these stuff. I go and take a bag. What you do is you go on a ship or anywhere you go, take a sandwich bag, a clean one, a Ziploc bag, and then just throw everything in. And when you come home, you have a bag of goodies.
Mhm.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about coloring. I don't know, have all of you gone and picked up the new packages from Elizabeth's place this week? 你哋有冇個個攞晒啊？你哋未攞啊？
我攞咗，
攞咗。嗱，快啲去攞啦 ，OK？ Because 我擺咗好多嘢喺裏邊啊。嗱 ，if you pick it up， 你要知道我俾咗裏邊有呢啲公仔 ，OK？ 你話呢啲公仔我嚟做咩㗎？呢啲公仔你哋自己可以有顏色 ，OK？ 嗱，呢一個就 sample， 我知裏邊我全部人人都有兩朵荷花嘅 ，OK？ 咁 you can color anything you want, color any color，OK？ 嗱，呢啲公仔 ，OK？ 嗱，我有好多呢啲 stamp， 呢啲就係我哋 scrapbooking 叫 stamp 啦 ，OK？ 係好似個圖章咁嘅，但係佢係有公仔嘅 ，OK？ 外邊好多啊，真係多到你係 you cannot imagine how many，OK？ like 我知道我俾個咁嘅公仔俾你哋，咁嗱我油咗一個啦，油咗一個就變咗咁噶啦 ，OK？ 咁咧。I want to show you one thing today. 嗱，呢一幅你哋人人都會有一個嘅 ，OK？I think 你哋個三角嘅 something like that，OK？ 我想講俾你聽 ，when you cut the picture，OK？ 嗱 ，cut the picture，the way to cut is 唔好黐到實嗰條線，like don't cut right on the line，no，OK？Cut it away. So I'm gonna show you. So if this, just follow as closely as you can. But leave a space in between, okay? It actually looks nicer than if you cut everything right on the line. So you end up cutting something like this, okay? So this is just a general rule for cutting, okay? So don't cut to the edge, please. Leave some white space. Now I just want to save time and show you very quickly what I did, okay? I'm going to cut this away. Okay? Leave some white space. Okay, sorry. Leave some white space. Okay, so when you finish cutting, the whole thing is not to the edge. Okay, okay. Let me cut a little bit more. Show you. Now this is one way, and it's very rough in a sense, like not like really sticking to the shape entirely, but make sure you leave room between the image and the white sheet so that when you finish, it actually look nicer. So you don't have to follow exact all along, but make sure there is a room. There's some room, that's all I'm saying, okay? Make sure there's some space. So this is very slow process, and I don't want to waste your time making you watch me cut. But I just want you to understand that. See, so instead of following exactly, you just roughly follow along so that when it's done, you actually have a right rim, okay? The picture will look nicer than if you cut right to the edge. Now, there's another reason for that. If you have a flower like that, or even that water lily, 嗰個荷花，你游嘅時候咧， you can color just a tad outside of the line. I wonder if you understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to see if I can demonstrate. But this technique is not applicable to everything because it depends on your image. For example, if you have this kind of image, you will want to color exactly within the lines. Okay? 呢種咁嘅 image 你就想唔好游出界 ，OK？ 但係呢一個公仔咧，呢隻老鼠仔坐喺個聖誕波波嗰度咧，你游嘅時候咧，你可以游出多少少啊？變咗係你游完嘅時候咧，嗰啲顏色係喺嗰個界嘅外邊 ，OK？And then 你至剪。嗱，輕輕由外邊嗰度褪，即係出咗嚟嘅色咧，就係淺色㗎啦。OK， 嗱，我呢個 just 嘅示範，我唔知你睇唔睇到？我游到出去外邊，嗱，譬如你裏邊咧，你游深色。嗱，咁我好快游咗佢俾你睇 ，OK。但外邊嗰度咧就淺色，你明唔明我意思啊？嗱，我呢個未游完嘅，但我中間呢度游深色，但外邊嗰有一層咧就好淺色，捆喺邊，捆喺個界嘅外邊 ，OK？ 咁你剪嘅時候咧就係啦，你剪嘅時候咧就係喺嗰個淺色嘅外邊嗰度剪啊，咁你咪有一個好似係 ，that's like a what do you call a smudge effect，OK？ 係專登嘅 ，OK？ 係一個 smudge effect。And you decide, okay? Because not, like I said, not every single image can take that kind of effect, but this little one can, okay? 嗱，剪完之後啦，我搣咗佢先 ，okay？ 你睇有個 smudge effect, okay? And you cut outside of that smudge, okay? Now, because there are a lot of things I haven't even told you. Now, coloring pencil is one of the medium that you can color with. 但係 scrapbooking 有一樣嘢好緊要嘅咧 ，and 我周圍去揾，我想揾俾你哋咧就係 ink stamp， 你知我講咩啊？即係好似人哋打塗裝嗰啲 ink stamp
吸印
啊，佢叫咩？
印啊，吸印啊。
Yeah， 但係嗰啲 ink 啊，嗰啲 ink
係啦
嚇，即係有海綿嗰隻咧，你知人哋打塗裝嗰個海綿嗰種印咧，你。OK， 當你搽色嘅時候咧，你上色咧，我哋係咁抹上去嘅。咁你 imagine 嗰個 idea 就係咁嘅意思，即係 is not colouring with a pencil，but 係抹啲色上去嘅時候咧，嗰個 effect is very very nice， 係好暈嘅，因為你捽上去即係 OK，it's like you smudge it on，that's what the idea is。 所以呢個係用顏色筆 is using this coloring pencil to create.
又嚟過。
Okay. So, anyways, so this is just a little bit of a tidbit to show you how you can embellish your pictures to make them nice. Okay. Now, especially something like this, 呢一個係個箭豬仔 ，OK。咁啊箭豬，你知你油顏色嘅時候，你唔會全部冚晒啲色㗎啦。譬如話嗰隻箭豬咪色啊，箭豬當佢咖啡色啦，或者 OK，let me get a pencil。所以油嘅時候咧，你就 for sure 你一定要油出界啦。嗱，你呢度中間油，但你油咧你要油出，但出去嘅時候嗰啲地方咧就好淺色嘅 ，OK， 你 control 住。中間嗰啲咧就深色嘅，咁你就睇到 ，then you can see your profile. Okay, you make the middle a lot stronger in color, and then surrounding it. One thing, of course, 細個都學過，打平嗰支筆 ，that's the effect. You can smudge it. Okay， 打平支筆 smudge 外邊。and then 中間嗰啲。油深佢 ，OK？ 嗱，咁你 smudging 嘅時候咧 ，you can also start to blend colors，OK？ 嗱，呢個 image 你咁油咧就靚啲啦。咁總之你整咗之後咧，嗱 ，you don't have to cut out the whole thing all the time. I give it to you something like this. You can measure it and make it into a square, into a circle, into an oval, whatever you like, okay? But these are the kind of things that you can use for now and stick it on your page. Well, according to your content, I have to say, and as part of the decoration. So I gave you 6 of these, 6 different images, okay? So you get a flair, a taste of what it is like. And I call it part of journaling because the pictures usually has something to do with the content of your pictures, and you want to tell that story, okay? So I got you that. So yeah, please go and get that package. Don't let it go to waste. It's at Elizabeth's house. Okay, so yeah, so coloring, that's one thing. So today, I think that's about all I'm gonna talk about in terms of journaling. Have any of you have pictures now that we can get into to start making a page? Okay, Elizabeth.
Yes.
I think you should stop the recording now so that I can talk to them. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Okay, so